More than 3 years in the same restaurant when you first started your job.
I started as a dishwasher. The way that I was laid off is kind of crazy. I used to work from home for that job.
Okay.
And I was working. Suddenly, I received a call. The company was sold to new owners.
Okay.
And I got a call from the new owner. And he just said that you don't need to work for us anymore.
You applied in more than 800 jobs.
Every day I used to apply for over 10 to 15 jobs.
Can you please explain about the future scope of statistics?
They say that data is the new asset of any company right now. Like data collection, pre-processing, manipulation of data, and analyzing data.
Using AI tools like ChatGPT, as a professor at Cambrian College,
We do have like some tools to detect that too. The one who copied also gets the same consequences as the one who did it themselves but shared their work. I saw you in that dress, looking so beautiful. I don't deserve this, darling. You look perfect tonight.
welcome to another brand new edition of Beyond the Borders Season 1, Episode 18. My name is Arjun, and you're listening to CKLU 96.7, your station. You are listening to us 96.7, CKLU.ca, and Radio Player Canada app. Thank you so much for listening to us all over the world and all over Canada. Thank you so much for tuning in. Well, today I am thrilled to join by Mr. Ajit Manandhar, whose journey reflects the resilience and determination shared by many international students who come to Canada in search of a better future, greater opportunities, and improved quality of life. Originally from Nepal, Ajit arrived at Cambrian College in 2018 as an international student determined to overcome the challenges ahead. With hard work and perseverance, he graduated in business analytics and is now a business intelligence specialist at Ontario Health, where he leverages data driven insights to support healthcare planners and decision makers across Northern Ontario. His expertise in developing Power BI reports, data models, and Power App solutions has been instrumental in optimizing healthcare data and improving patients' outcomes. Ajit also serves as a professor of statistics at Cambrian College, where he shares his passion for data analysis with the next generation of professionals. His journey to success was challenging, starting out as a dishwasher server and eventually managing a Chinese restaurant as a manager, before transitioning into the world of data analytics. After being laid off from his first job in the field, he faced the uncertainty of job hunting, receiving delayed responses, rejections, and limited opportunities. Through this challenging time, Ajit realized the importance of mental health. At the same time, embraced the belief that when things don't go as planned, there is always a greater purpose at play. So, ladies and gentlemen, today I am very much excited to explore his inspiring journey further and learn how to turn challenges into opportunity for growth and all about data analytics and healthcare in Sudbury and Northern Ontario. He's none other than Mr. Ajit Manandhar. Welcome to the show.
Okay, thank you, Arjun. So, thank you for providing me this opportunity to express my experience and share my experience with new coming people. And also, this is a great opportunity for me to help the newcomers to understand the problems they or difficulties they will face here, and how they can like overcome those difficulties and get to where they want to be.
All right, so Ajit ji, we both are from Nepal. So first, I want to say namaste. Thank you so much, ani धेरै धेरै स्वागत.
Thank you so much. Namaste from my side too.
Okay, so Ajit ji, as we had our conversation offline, you said this is your first ever interview on radio. So I want to begin from there, how it feels to be interviewed on a radio.
Yeah, so this is my actually the first experience, and I am really excited, but kind of like butterflies in my stomach, that feeling. Yeah, but yeah, I'm really excited to like discuss
Exactly. I'm
today.
super duper excited because I'm having a guest all the way from Nepal as I belong to Nepal, on top of the world. So super excited. I'm sure those from Nepal, I'm sure they're also very excited to listen to us and listen to your journey and your story as well. So let's begin with the very first question. What motivated you to come to Canada as an international student, and how did you choose Cambrian College to pursue a degree in business analytics?
Okay, so actually, I was like brilliant in math from my childhood, so I always had this passion to work with numbers and data. Um, at that time, I actually completed master's degree in statistics back in Nepal,
Okay.
and I was looking for opportunities in data analytics in Nepal. But at that time, unfortunately, I was not able to find specific path to uh, come to like specific path for my destination in Nepal. So I started looking for opportunities abroad. At first, I was looking for looking to go Australia, and because of some personal issues, I could not. So and then I the second so actually Canada is my second target at that time, and I chose Canada because it is a first world country where I believe at that time, if you work hard, you get your quality of life. So it's not like that in Nepal at that time, right? But yeah, I'm actually talking about the Cambrian College. So I did some research on some universities too, but this college was recommended to me by my senior, I would say.
Okay.
And actually, as I was a student of statistics back in Nepal, and I wanted to pursue my career in statistics, and this business analytics was the uh, go-to subject for me because it includes statistics plus other tools and softwares that are widely used in data analytics like SQL and R programming. And currently, I am teaching that in Cambrian. So yeah, that is what basically made me come to Canada. Is my goal to become a data professional.
All right. Now you are working as a professor now. Once an international student in Cambrian College, now professor of statistics in Cambrian College. How does that feel?
I feel very blessed. So I never thought like when I was a student, I never thought I would be like teaching the same subject that I came here to study. But yeah, I really feel blessed and grateful for the opportunity I have and whatever I have achieved.
All right, we're going to talk about your professor journey in a while. But before that, I'm sure you have faced many challenges in initial days, in initial years when you first arrived in Canada. So, if you have to remember, what were the biggest challenges you faced as an international student when you first arrived in Canada, and how did you overcome them?
Okay, so actually, every international student, like every immigrant who come as an international student, will obviously face multiple challenges
Absolutely.
during their study. So, I believe the main challenge during a student life is to make a balance between your work, study, and personal life. So when you come to a new place, right, you don't have anyone that makes you feel very lonely. That was my like kind of the biggest challenge to overcome. And secondly, as I said, balance between work, like you as a student you have to focus on your studies, right? You have multiple assignments and things due on, and we must submit it on time. And other than that, you must focus on your finances as well,
Exactly.
right? Without working, you cannot survive here. So those were the most biggest challenges, I would say. And actually, I was lucky in case of finance because when I was a student, I actually got an opportunity to tutor my peer students.
Wow.
So when I was a student, I was teaching my classmates too,
Okay.
you know, and that helped me to earn like have more income. So that was a bit help for me to um, balance my finances. And
Exactly.
other than that, I felt very homesick, you know. So for a first couple weeks, when I woke up after sleep, I could not um, think of this place as my own, right? When I
Exactly.
open my eyes, like there's everything is new, and I don't know what I will be doing, right? At that time, you have all those different feelings, like until you get your first job, there's always this pressure of getting a job, and it's very challenging to get a job as well, right? Even if you have experience
Back home.
back home, the employers here will firstly always prioritize people with Canadian experience, you know. So yeah, that was a big challenge. And to basically for the job, there was one of my friend who like referred me to that Chinese restaurant. Actually, he was working there, and he took me to with him to meet the owner
Okay.
at that place. And um,
So
because
you tutoring your friends, your classmate on one hand, on the other hand you find job in
Yes.
one of the Chinese restaurants, popular Chinese restaurant. Can you
Yes.
share your experience of your first job when you get your first job in that restaurant?
Actually, it was very tiring, you know. Like I had never done this type of work back in
Never
Nepal.
ever back in Nepal.
No,
Okay.
like you, if you have not seen it, you cannot even imagine, you know. Like as a dishwasher, especially in a Chinese restaurant with all you can eat buffet,
Okay.
there's like lots of dishes, man. And even after working 5 hours non-stop, the work could not be done. And also like at that time, the owner of that place used to like pressurize me to complete it on time. So in the beginning, it was really difficult for me to do my job properly. But with time, with experience, I did get better on what I was doing. But actually, I always thought about like, am I in Canada to wash the dishes?
Yeah.
No, eh? So I always wanted to work as a data professional, but at that time I did not have any other choice. So I'll not say I did not have any other choice, but I got that job. So
Exactly.
yeah, I did it with my whole heart, and I was able to impress my um, owners.
You spent almost more than 3 years in the same restaurant when you first started your job.
Yes, exactly. So I
Yeah.
started as a dishwasher, and I was saying that I was able to impress the owner, right? So he upgraded me to server. So I'll not say that dishwashing job is like lower or
Exactly.
something like that, right? But for me, it was an upgrade because, like, as I said, it was very demanding job and very tiring too. So when I reached at my work, there was always like loads of piles of
Piles and
dishes,
piles.
you know, which you had to clean. And yeah, after looking at that, I wanted to quit, but I always thought about myself and my home, right? So there are my parents who are expecting something from me, so I could not quit. So I gave my full effort in dishwashing too. So that is also a job, right, which helped me to join my hand and like mouth, right? So that bring my food to my table.
Exactly.
So I do respect all the jobs, and I feel very proud that I could make this journey possible from a dishwasher
Yeah.
to
Server, and then you upgraded to promote it to server.
yes.
For how long you did as a server, and then after maybe after few years, like
Like 1.5 year, I worked as a server there,
and then
and then owner, like by that time, he really trusted me, so he um, asked me if I wanted to work as a manager there, right? So not the whole kitchen, like the restaurant manager, but I
Okay.
worked there as a service manager.
Okay.
So I used to manage the shifts of servers, and like how many hours did they get, right? Like everything, and also I used to hire or fire servers there.
You work for more than 3 years in that restaurant, and one day you got phone call or something like that, and they said we're not able to put you in our work or something like that. You have to laid off
No,
from
no,
a job or
no,
something
no,
like that.
not
No.
exactly. So I got laid off from my other job. So
Okay.
actually,
Okay.
when I was working at the restaurant, so as I said, I was still applying to different jobs
Okay.
related to my field. So I had received an opportunity or offer from a company named MySTS
Okay.
for data entry task. So at that time, I quit the job in the restaurant and then joined my STS,
Okay.
where I used to work as a data entry specialist. And that is the job where I got laid off from, like after working almost 1.5 years.
Is that the time when there was COVID in peak? Is that the time or
So
something?
it was like actually after COVID, I started
Okay.
working in my STS on August 2021.
So now I'm going to talk about after being laid off from the post of data analytics, how did you manage the uncertainty and mental health impact of that time? And at the same time, you were searching for the better opportunity in Canada. Can you share your experience?
Actually, so the way that I was laid off is kind of crazy, you know. Actually, I used to work from home for that job,
Okay.
and I was working, and suddenly I received a call, and it was actually like the company was sold to new owners,
Okay.
and I got a call from the new owner, and he just said that you don't need to work for us anymore.
And what was your response
Your-
that time?
I was like
Blank.
shocked, you know, and I could not even speak at that time. Like I was just there's multiple, like numerous feelings going on inside me, and I could not just cry at that moment, you know. And like just after the call, we hung up the call, and after I came to my desk, it was already gone. So I could not log in or anything. So they just like kind of kicked me out of their company because they did not want me there. And yeah, it was really frustrating first, and for the first couple days I was even kind of depressed, you know, because like after coming to Canada, that was the first time I was unemployed.
Okay.
But fortunately, um, I had, like because of my work in the previous years,
Work
I was
experience.
able to get this employment insurance. Yeah, so that gave me the time to actually work for myself and find an actual job that I was wanting to do.
You were unemployed for how long you were unemployed after
So it
being laid off?
was kind of 5 months. Yeah,
Five
I stayed
months.
in the same room for 5 months at that time, and I was really kind of depressed. But there was my wife, my lovely wife. She always supported me emotionally, and she always told me, like she always believed in me and told me that I will definitely find a data analytics job. So have faith, keep working, you will definitely get your dreams come true. So I um, followed her sayings and just worked hard on myself, and now I'm here working as a data professional in like within the government of Ontario.
Exactly, I was about to come to that question. I'm gonna come to that question in a while. In between that 5 months, I'm sure you have applied in many different places and many different jobs. So, can you share a little bit about that as well?
Yeah, so as I said, in the first couple days, I could not even like think about anything. I just used to like sleep all day, you know. I was totally depressed and I was totally down. And but as I said, my wife, she helped me gain that power to start again from zero level, right? And I started to research on how to apply for jobs and what kind of jobs are there in the industry, right? And in the market, and also like what are the most essential things that most of the data analytics jobs we're looking for, right? Like what I believe is don't chase but attract, you know. Like I don't chase for excellence. What I do is make myself uh, very skillful and knowledgeable, where people will ask you to join them. So yeah, that is what I worked on. And like every day I used to apply for over 10 to 15 jobs, and I like kept a record of each and every job that I applied to, like what company and what's their website, right, where the job description is posted or the job vacancy was posted, and also like the resume that I used for that particular job. Because like when you apply for like numerous jobs, right, and if you even get a call, you will not remember, right, what you applied or what was mm, the post that you applied for and what resume that you used. So like I was lucky to meet our Sweta Regmi ma'am. Yeah, so she helped me. So before I was just applying randomly, right? But she showed me a way in which I should like start applying to jobs and start getting interviews, you know. So yeah, that was really helpful. And
Exactly, we had our conversation offline, and you said you applied in more than 800 jobs, and sometimes you got response, sometimes you didn't get any response, you got very limited response, you got few interview or something like that. So my question is, what key lessons did you learn from applying over 800 jobs, and what advice would you give to others facing similar challenges in finding job in Canada?
yeah, so the main thing is when you apply for a job, your resume is your mirror, right? So
Okay.
the employers see your resume and think about you, right? And also, before a human sees your resume, there is this online tool called ATS. I believe it's called automatic tracking system or something like that. So, based on the keywords in the job description, ATS, what ATS does is like kicks out all like most of the resume that did not have those keywords. So for example, if I applied for a data analyst position, the keywords can be like Excel, right? The hard technical tools like Excel, SQL, and Power BI, things like that. And the more you have those words in your resume, the better the chance the ATS will pass your resume to actual human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is the main lesson that I learned after applying to many of those jobs. And also, I would suggest like people who are applying for jobs, don't just like there's this functionality or feature in LinkedIn called Easy Apply.
Okay.
Don't just do that. So that's not going to get you a job, because like there are like thousands of people applying in the same way for that particular job, So yeah, that is not what you should do. So always keep your resume straightforward and with all those keywords in the job description.
So you mean resume is the most important
Most
part
important,
of,
yes, exactly.
yeah. Apart from that, anything like
Yeah,
they have to
so
keep in
once
mind?
your resume is selected, so the next step is interview, obviously, right?
Okay.
So you must, with the technical skills, you must have those soft skills too. So
Okay.
you must be able to express yourself in such a way that, like, as a data analyst, you must be able to um, communicate the data or the technical things, right, in very simple manner, where non-technical members in your um, company,
Okay.
they should also understand what you are talking about, right? So that communication is key when you are interviewing with employers.
All right, we're going to talk more about that in a while. You just mentioned your wife supported you in your difficult times. So, how did the emotional support from your wife help you navigate the challenges you faced after being laid off? And in what ways has that experience shaped your perspective on the importance of having a strong support system during that difficult time?
Okay, and that's a good question. Actually, yeah, whenever I feel stressed, so my wife is my first stress reliever.
Wow.
You know, actually, whenever like you feel stressed, so this is kind of a suggestion to international students. You must have something to relieve your stress. You know, like some kind of a hobby or something. So I used to play guitar sometimes, at least like 10 minutes a day, which helped me to relieve my stress. And other than that, like talking to people, you know. So what I used to do is I did not meet any people at that time because I was very low, you know, very feeling down.
Yeah.
And so that was also one of my mistakes that I did. And my wife, she helped me like go to places and meet people where I could like at least like chat with them and feel good about it, you know. Like you must meet people and communicate with them and express yourself to others. Like the more you mm, keep things to yourself, it will harm you the more, you know, like your
Exactly.
mental health will be degraded, sorry.
College. So I'm gonna ask you what motivated you to pursue a teaching role as a professor of statistics at Cambrian College, and how did you transition from that industry to academia?
Yeah, thank you for this question. Actually, back in Nepal, also I used to teach. So I used to teach the research methodologies to bachelor level students. So not in a college exactly, but I used to give them tuition classes, you know.
Okay.
And so yeah, this me becoming a professor is a interesting story. So
Okay.
actually, I received a call from Cambrian College. The coordinator called me and asked me if I was interested in teaching. You know, like
Yeah.
actually what happened was there was a professor, Dr. Sidney Shapiro. He was a professor of analytics when I was a student, and at that time, um, he actually knew my abilities, right? And also he added me to some Cambrian research projects at that time to leverage my statistics knowledge. And actually, he referred my name to the college, and I feel really grateful about that. And I will always be grateful to him for that too. And it is like kind of very big thing for me too, right? Because he had numerous like thousands of students.
True.
But out of those he chose me, like he took my name, right? So that is a very big thing for me. And so after I got that call, I like, why not, right? Obviously I'm willing to teach, and also I had previous experience, so that was a plus point. And after that they took an interview, and also we have to like submit if you are applying for a professor position, then
Okay.
you must submit your all the documents from your college, like the letter, right?
Okay.
And also your uh, transcript of
Okay.
like what subjects did you study in your master's level.
Mm.
And I had to submit everything, all those, and fortunately I was selected too, and I started teaching statistics for data analytics at Cambrian College.
Wow, it's a proud moment to all the Nepalese community as well. And I'm super proud, and I'm talking to you in front of you,
Mhm.
and I'm inviting you as a professor. That's an amazing moment for me and for all the Nepalese community as well. So, how it feels being, as an international student, you came in Cameron College, you studied statistics, if I'm not wrong, and then after a few years, you got the opportunity, to teach as a professor of statistics in Cameron College. How was the feeling that time?
So as you said, like I felt really proud of myself that I have become the professor in the same college, the same course that I came to study here as an international student. And in the first class, I still remember I was kind of nervous, right? Because this was my first time like
Exactly.
teaching in English medium, because like back in
Mhm.
Nepal, like English is not our first language.
True.
We talk in Nepali, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So I was wondering, like I had some feelings about how it would go, and like, but once I started talking to my students and teaching, all my feelings were gone, and I was just focused on teaching. And also my students, they really liked me. So some of them still say that I am the best professor they have ever
Wow.
had.
That's the
And
best compliment, eh?
yeah, so
Yeah.
I feel really proud about myself to be able to teach in a prestigious learning institution in Canada.
Very true, very true. So, can you just talk about the future scope of this subject? We hardly listen about this subject, So, can you please explain about the future scope of statistics in various industries, and how can student in Canada take advantage of this growing field?
Actually, statistics, the main plus point of this subject is that it is related to each and every field.
Okay.
Like for example, if you are a doctor, then you are just healthcare related, right? If you are some kind of CA or something, you are just finance related, right?
Financial.
But statistics is that field which is related to each and every aspect of our society. Like we can use the statistics is, or the data is being used in each and every industry in the market. So they say that data is the new asset of any company right now. Like without data, there's nothing. And talking about the for the students who want to proceed their career as a data analytics, so statistics is one, like basically statistics is everything about data analytics, right? So from data collection, pre-processing, manipulation of data, and analyzing data, and finally interpreting and sharing the insights with the stakeholders, right? So all the companies in today's modern world, if they don't have data and statistics, they cannot survive. So now you can imagine how important this subject or this field is, right? So without statistics, there's nothing. And the um, main thing is that with learning, after learning and using this uh, subject in your as your profession, you will be in one of the rapidly, like most rapidly growing industry. And the second thing is you help make the world better for people to live in using data and analytics. And thirdly, your pay is also relatively very far better than other jobs, you know.
Wow, amazing.
And if you can uh, add to your skills,
Hmm.
then you can like double your pay in like just a year or so. So
Wow, amazing.
mhm.
So, I have been thinking about this question since I met you.
Okay.
You know, a large number of international students tend to complete their assignment at the last minute because they have to manage their work and study. So they often do with the help of their classmate, maybe like sometimes by copying from friends, by spouse, or even by using AI tools like ChatGPT. So, as a professor at Cambrian College, where many international students are enrolled, I'm sure you have encountered, have you ever encountered instances of plagiarism while grading assignments? That is my first question.
Yes, so that is a great question.
Mhm. So,
The plagiarism.
how did you detect whether an assignment has been plagiarized and what penalties are enforced for students caught plagiarizing?
Yeah, so I will say that is the biggest mistake an international student can make, because that has mm, very big implications to their study.
Okay.
So, as you asked, like, how do I know if they
Detect.
cheated, right?
Yeah.
So, I, as a professor of statistics and data analytics, I teach R programming. So, it is a coding language used in statistics. So, when I see like the submitted files from students, if like the functions they use are the same, right, but the variables can be different, the comments they use can be different, right, and but when I see like similar comments or similar name of variables in their submissions, that is when I know they like copied from each other or share their work, right. And talking about AI, so some students like use bit complicated course, you know. So the things that I teach are very simple, and if someone uses course like that, I just ask them to explain what they did using that code, right. So if they can explain, I believe they did it themselves, right, but most of them cannot, and that is how I know they cheated, right. And for talking specifically about AI tools, so um, we do have like some tools to detect that too, but I don't think I should like mm, publicize that, because that for the international students who actually do cheat, right, that can
Yeah.
be a loophole for them, which they can improve in their
Okay.
other assignments. So I don't encourage plagiarism, because as I said, the implications are very harsh. Like in Cambrian College, they have this policy called academic integrity policy,
Okay.
which all the students should conform before any starting their course, basically, right.
Okay.
And what it says is the first violation of that policy will fail you in the assignment,
Okay.
whichever assignment you cheated, right. And second violation will fail you the course, and the third violation will can like suspend you from that college, and also you will not get chance to study in any of the designated learning institution all over Canada for 5 years. So that is why I said that is the biggest mistake a student can make if they are here to make their career, right. If they are planning to have a career in some like anything, any field they want to, they should always um, avoid these type of mistakes, you know. So, and also the other thing is, even if you like the first violation, you get a zero in your assignment, that is like kind of okay, right, because
Yeah.
that is almost like, if even if it's like 20% of your total grades, you still got 80% to pass the subject, right. But if you get the second violation, then once you fail the course, I believe you must complete all the like you must pass all the subjects that you are studying to get the graduation later, right? So to do, if you fail the course, you must re-study that again, and for that you need money.
Yeah.
So and it is not cheap in here, right? And especially for international students from Nepal, like in from our country, the monetary value is vastly different, and it would be a very big financial pressure for the student who failed the course. So I always encourage my student to do their work independently and not share their work, because like the one who copied also gets the same consequences as the one who did it themselves but shared their work.
Yeah. All right, almost at the end. We don't have much time, but I have lots many questions. So you are also working as the business intelligence specialist, Ontario Health. So first of all, in short, what is business intelligence specialist, and what are your roles as a BI specialist at Ontario Health? I'm gonna ask that.
So BI specialist is someone who adds intelligence to the data to share or communicate insights that can help the health planners, like in my field, right? Health planners to make data driven decisions, uh, to optimize healthcare, like it can help you find and identify the gaps in healthcare and how you can improve that to for the people to get uh, efficient healthcare access.
As a business intelligence specialist at Ontario Health, what are some of the most pressing healthcare challenges faced in Sudbury and as a whole in Northern Ontario?
At my work, what I've seen is like there are multiple challenges that healthcare in Northern Ontario, like healthcare professionals and healthcare organizations are facing. The main thing is like in the northernmost part of Ontario, there are not even like a healthcare service they get in there, right? So some of the parts in Ontario, there are no road access, so there are like these fly-in areas, like so even for basic healthcare services they need to travel a very long distance, so that is one of the biggest challenges. And the other thing is like even after they reach to the place where they can get the service, they have to wait. The wait time for, especially for these like specialized cares, for example, these surgeries and MRI scans, right? The law wait time is significantly large. That's what I would say. And other than that, the shortage of healthcare professionals is also biggest challenge northern health organizations are facing today. So people who want to work within healthcare, like as a physician or a nurse or a data specialist like me, right? So if they want to work as one of those, then there's a very big opportunity for them to work in Northern Ontario because there's the shortage of professionals in healthcare.
How does data driven decision making improve healthcare outcomes in underserved regions like Northern Ontario, and what role do you play in this transformation?
Basically, the government usually have different programs and initiatives to help health organizations to provide care to people, right? So what I do is help the planners,
Okay.
health planners to monitor the health utilization. So basically, how many people are accessing healthcare and how far do people need to go to get their like basic healthcare, right? And so based on those data, I show a clear picture of the current situation of this healthcare utilization and maybe population profile, right? And also this mental health and addiction. You can see like people are like many addicts you can see in like downtown Sudbury too, right? So I help the health planners to see a clear picture
Okay.
of what is going on, right? What the situation is,
Mhm.
and based on which they can make decisions on their funding allocations and programs and initiatives.
Wow.
Even small, but
Mhm.
I am contributing to improve the healthcare of Ontario.
No doubt you are contributing from your side, and we are really proud of you.
Mhm.
Almost at the end, last question for today. I know it's already 8 in the studio clock, and what are your long term professional goals, and how do you plan to integrate your expertise in data analytics and your interest in your future project?
My work, so there are like different phases of data analytics too, right? So the first is just like descriptive. So
Mhm.
in that, what you do is just describe what had happened. So there's the second step is predictive. So there, what you do is project the future demands, right, and things like that. So my future goal is to become a data scientist, or like I want to work in machine learning and AI to transform the healthcare services,
Okay.
in Ontario. So yeah, that is my dream, and I believe in myself that I will make it come true someday.
All right, all the best for that. Last message to everyone who are listening to us, immigrants, international students, any message to them?
Yeah, so as a professor, as I already told, you don't make that mistake of plagiarism. And the ones who want to proceed or make a career in data analytics, so there are like multiple free resources, as I call it, like YouTube School, right? You can gain the basic knowledge to intermediate level from there if you want to pursue a career in data analytics. And yeah, that is basically it. Thank you so much for
Thank you
giving me
so
this
much for your
opportunity.
time and this wonderful insight. I wish you all the best for your future goals and everything and anything.
Thank you so much, and I think you are doing a great job too, like calling people like me and giving them this opportunity to share their experience, which helps the newcomers.
For sure.
Yeah, and I um, wish you luck in your work too, and keep it up, my friend.